everybody. So today I want to talk about Ceres, and I'm just going to start out like this. She is how and what we nurture, what we're nurtured by house and sign. She's our hungers, or what we might feel deprived of by aspect, or what satisfies us. She embraces both life and death and the cycles of life and death. She's mothering, how we mother, or how we want to be mothered, or how we were mothered. She's also the desire to return to the womb, to escape hard aspects. She's our balance of resources. She's feeding. She's fast or famine. She's the crossroads where the archetypal world meets the material world. She's also the acceptance of change. And she is the primal bond between mother, both as source and the sustainer of life. So Ceres was or is the goddess of the harvest, and she rules the cycles of life and death. And she's represented by the shaft of wheat, and she's also represented by a torch and a scythe. And the torch burns, and of course the scythe cuts away. But then on the other hand, the wheat nourishes. So therefore our cycles of both life and death. And she's present in our chart by both transit and especially progression when we go through major life changes such as birth, marriage, or even death. Now, she was founded in 1801, and she's related to both Pluto and the moon, and I want to tell you why. So, this is the mythology behind our goddess Ceres. Now, she was also known as Demeter, and she had a daughter, Persephone. One day, Persephone was out picking flowers, and the earth opened up, and Hades, or Pluto, appeared on a chariot of dark horses. And before she knew it, she was swallowed up and taken into the underworld. So her mother, Ceres, had no idea, of course, what happened, and she searched the earth for 9 days. And finally, Hecate, the goddess of the crossroads, said that she had heard Persephone screaming, and then that's when Ceres knew where to go and look for her daughter. So she found her in the underworld with Pluto, and she made a deal with him that she would keep Persephone half of the year, and that Pluto would have Persephone the rest of the year. Because before she could leave the underworld, Pluto gave her a pomegranate seed. And if you eat food in the underworld, so the mythology goes, then you belong there forever. So she brought her back, and in the meantime, Ceres had dried up and burned off every crop. Nothing would grow anymore. And when she brought Persephone back with her, suddenly things started to grow again. It was like springtime. So you see the correlation between Pluto and the autumn, or when everything dies off, and then everything coming back in the spring. So Ceres is actually the goddess of these cycles that we go through, both life and death. So after Ceres withdrew her fertility from the earth and things began to balance out again, it turns out that she is the only god or goddess that has ever made a deal with Pluto. And so the seasons began, and I just want to go into a little bit about how Ceres acts in our charts, in our natal charts. Okay, for example, if you had Ceres and Aries, this is how we want to be nurtured. So Ceres and Aries would want to be nurtured more in a, it's not that touchy-feely way, more in the Martian way. Aries is ruled by Mars. So let's say you had Ceres and Aries in the fourth house. Well, yes, you would be want to be nurtured by home and family, but maybe not in a Cancerian way. It would be in a Martian way. Maybe what nourishes you is a little bit of um, dramatic interaction between your family. That's one way that could go. So if you had Ceres in Taurus, Ceres would be really at home in Taurus, close to the earth, close to fertility, close to things growing. This is a very sensual place to have Ceres. And I think you would want to be nourished not only by food. I mean, Ceres is all about food. I do believe that she rules eating disorders as well as just our food habits in general. But in Taurus, it would be more of a sensual way to be nourished. You would want a lot of touching and hugging and you know, Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Ceres there would be very or more sensual. And then Ceres and Gemini, you know, what would nourish you would be words. If we went into the love languages, your love language would be words of affirmation if you had Ceres in Gemini. So, what about Cancer? Well, I think you would want to be mothered in a very gentle, loving way. Yet Cancer is it's structured. Those claws can, what are they called? Those crab things can come out too. And, you know, I think Ceres and Cancer would be a place where you would be an amazing mother. You would definitely nourish your children in a very, probably a touchy-feely way, but at the same time, you're going to have structure and discipline. And so Ceres and Leo, I think just having fun, being creative, romance, anything like that would nurture you if you had Ceres in Leo. I also think since Leo rules children, that your brothers and sisters being around other kids, if you had Ceres and Leo, you would probably have a desire to have children of your own. So Ceres in Virgo. Wow. So I think Ceres in Virgo, you would be nurtured by having things in a very detail oriented fashion. You know, you would want to understand the details of how this works and how this works and why are we doing this, Mama? I mean, that would be what would nurture you. You would also be very nurtured by health regimes and um, being able to bring projects to completion. With Ceres and Libra, other people are so important to you. It would be so important to have that balance in your life if you had Ceres in Libra. Um, Also, probably to have a partner, or your mothering style would be very balanced, or you would be nourished by other people, and also keeping things fair. Ceres in Libra would want things to be very fair, where Ceres and Aries can kind of be a little bit all about me, a little. I have my placement there, so I can say that with all honesty. Ceres in Libra is more about the other. Now, if you had Ceres in Scorpio, what would nourish you would be the deeper aspects of life. You would want to know the truth about things. You might even delve into the occult a little bit, but you're going to want to know what the secrets are. That would be what would nourish you. It wouldn't be enough just to know okay, this is why the sun is shining. You would want to know, well, what made the sun come out and how and why and when. You would want to dig deeper, not in a Virgo way where it's more about the details of everyday life, but Scorpios, they want to go deeper, and surface love would not do it for them. What would nourish a Scorpio series, would be the ability to go into that deeper place with them, a deeper place of understanding who they are. Okay, so let's lighten it up a little bit. If you had Ceres in Sagittarius, you would be nurtured by learning, actually, just by um, going other places, going to foreign places. It would nurture you to learn more. You might be the kind of person that asks a lot of questions. You may nurture your own children, and this is for men and women both. Um, you might nurture them by taking them to different places and teaching them about different cultures and showing them different languages. This would be something that would nurture a Ceres in Sagittarius. Ceres and Capricorn. Wow. You would definitely want structure because it's kind of like it's on the same axis as Cancer. So discipline would actually, not discipline like I'm going to spank you, but discipline as in having a structured environment would actually nurture you. You're going to need um, these levels of discipline in order to walk up that mountain of life. It's like if you're a Capricorn series and you're a parent, you might be just a little bit more strict. But at the same time, if you have Ceres in Capricorn, that might be what you need. Just something to keep you really focused, to climb that ladder of success. Ceres and Capricorn, the nurture would be the discipline, the structure. Um, and as I said, not in a negative way, but in a very positive way, actually. Now, if you have Ceres in Aquarius, oh my goodness, you would be nurtured by knowledge and anything out of the box. You don't want things to go in that normal, lackadaisical way. You don't need that, let's say that Taurian thing where it's where you know what's going to happen. You get the hugs and the kisses, and you may want the hugs and the kisses if you have your Ceres in Aquarius, but you're going to be very open about everything. You'll be very open to other people. You'll be nurtured by friendships as well as your parents. And if you're a parent and you have Ceres in Aquarius, you might be the parent that takes all the kids on the block to the zoo. That's what nurtures you too. Groups of people and friendships. Okay. I'm just going through these briefly, guys. There is so much more to it, and it gets so much deeper, but I wanted to give you a little taste of what Ceres was like through the signs, and I'd love to do another video on the houses, and especially the aspects. And as much as I have been a little bit light about Ceres, you can't take this goddess lightly because she does rule the cycle of life and death. But let me go to Pisces. Sorry, Pisces. If you have Ceres in Pisces, you're going to be nourished by that feeling of unconditional love. You're also going to be nourished by spiritual experiences and nature and being able to understand Neptunian things. It might nourish you to take a walk on the beach, to be near water. For Ceres in each of these signs, the elements do apply. I mean, for the fire signs, you're going to be nourished by fiery, dramatic things more than you are a walk on the beach or something watery. And then for the earth signs, you may have a love of the planet or just being outside near the trees or looking at the sky. And for the air signs, I mean, well, listening to the birds, and I think your hearing comes in a lot more with the air signs and communication with the animals and the planets and other people. So I hope you guys enjoyed this about Ceres. She is just such a powerful goddess, and what she stands for in the chart is not only our mother or how we mother or nurturing, but the fact that she is the cycle. She is the springtime. She is the autumn. She is what makes the harvest grow. And just as we reap the harvest, that scythe can come along and take it away. Now, this isn't just about death as in physical death, but she can give monetarily and take away monetarily. Our finances. She can give jobs and take away jobs. And I keep making that symbol because that's the scythe. That's the cutting away. And the fact that she has the torch. She burned and scorched the earth because she could not find her daughter. When things are not working for Ceres and she isn't feeling nurtured, and I have chills right now, you can expect that part of your life to be burned out. She is not like Pluto. She will take you down just like Pluto will, but for different reasons. Very, very powerful goddess. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll get back with you and go through some aspects and some of the houses. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.